Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji, Lakh Shukrana Guruji. So today we'll be doing day 2, reading of Light of Divinity, Granth, which was being approved and manifested when Guruji was in his physical chola. So let's start with page number 3 and we'll proceed till 3 to 8. So the chapter we would be reading today is A Finger That Points to the Moon. Imagine a towering mountain and a blemishless mirror fused into one. Imagine, if you can, that this mountain was made of incandescent light, and imagine that you were put before this mountain, your breath frozen in your throat. You looked at it. This is what your first darshan of Guruji would be like. When he wills this meeting to happen, he will penetrate into core of your being. You will be drowned of all pretensions. Your soul will be exposed to gaze. And when you see yourself in him, you will glimpse your own lion-like divinity. You will truly be his disciple. Do not imagine that this meeting will not happen. Do not imagine that Guru was made up of body and has disappeared into void. There are more darshans to come, 100,000 meetings to happen, and a majestic promise to be fulfilled between Guruji and his beloved disciples. The promise of love, that the Guru and the disciple be united in the clasp of eternity. We can keep our part to the promise by beginning to know ourselves. For the Sadguru, our Guruji is a mirror put up before our eyes so we can recognize ourselves. The Guru, as the word itself shows, removes the darkness, gu, of ignorance with the light, ru, of wisdom. In the nation's sacred tradition, the Guru is put on a pedestal even higher than the gods of God. He is seen as a sine qua non of the spiritual journey. He is the guide without whom the tentative first-time climber and the stalwart spiritual mountaineer are both lost. He is not only the path, not only the gate through which the seeker goes, but also the goal, the top of the mountain. He is the pole star in the journey from darkness to light, from ignorance to self-illumination, and all the sculptures of the word are but feeble commentaries on his nature. They are the fingers that point to the moon. But when you have the Guruji's darshan, the moon is right before you, incandescent. If you choose to avert her grace not once, but again and again, the light of truth is too strong for you. The Guruji's call is to the divine in you. His word or Shabad, his hukum or fiat, is like the pebble that hits the lake. The entire lake shivers with the form of his light, and know that this energy is contagious. It is inescapable. Meeting the Guru or having the darshan is not like going on a social visit. It is like going to a war, knowing that you are going to lose. And it is like watching a fire burn the house of ego down and its preparation to meet the highest. For the Sadguru robes, man of the defenses. You cannot win over a Sadguru with words, alas. You cannot put up an appearance before him. He knows the truth of the being. Accept that. Hide nothing. Don't play games with him. When you come to him, it is not who you are that matters. It is not how confounded you are or how dark your deeds were or what promises of saintliness you are making. What matters is whether you have said yes. That yes is the first, most firm footstep to the spiritual journey. That yes brings innumerable gifts. That yes clasps you to the Guruji's being with a force that even death cannot sunder. That yes brings the Guru's entire clemency, his grace to you. And that is perhaps the disciple's only task. The rest of the journey is reaffirmation, footstep by footstep of the first step. That yes is the miracle. The rest are the miraculous details. An ancient prayer evokes the Guru as Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. The whole trinity of the gods for the Guru's light is limitless. It is not just the creator Brahma, preserver Vishnu, and Secretor Maheshwara or God Absolute Parabrahm. He is the creation himself. He is a thousand eyes, thousand limbed, thousand mounted God. He is the seed and the spore, the sap and the tree of life. No one knows him. The wise are silent about his nature, but before the mirror of the Guru, the disciple sees and knows. That seeing is the true wisdom. Through darshan, all the rest are preliminaries that helped lead him there. That knowingly is truly touching the Guruji's feet, for in that moment of illumination, the Guru is revealed with footsteps of Shraddha. The disciple's journey toward the Guru is very strange. The disciple is blind, he is ignorant, and cannot see the path. He cannot move ahead of his own. It is the Guru who lead on him. Thus, the Guru is not only the goal of the disciple, he is also the guide, the one to whom we are attached with the hope of faith on our mountain climb. Trust, thus, is the first prerequisite. If you cannot trust the Guru, you cannot lead the way. Hence, even though the Guru is the fountainhead of spirituality, it had been advocated that the would-be disciple check out the Guru before wholeheartedly accepting him. The Buddha advised as much. Just as gold is examined through burning, cutting, and rubbing, so you should thoroughly test my teachings and accept them, but never out of reverence for me. Swami Vivekananda had such an attitude at first towards Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Once the young disciple wanted to test his master's statement that he was unaffected by money. So he put a coin below Krishna's pillow. The Guru could not sleep that night. Vivekananda's test that merely proven the spirituality armors of his Guru. Rid of doubt. The disciple can then humbly approach the Guru. His relationship with the spiritual guide rests on a firm footing. He can entrust himself to his Guru in life as his death. Only after the strong foundation of trust or Shraddha has laid in the spiritual superstructure built, man has to realize anew that he is a spiritual being made in the image. The Guru brought the disciple to realize his divinity. A small story narrates how a cub had been separated from his tribe of lions. He began to live with sheep. In time, his behavior became exactly like theirs. He no longer roared, he bleated. A tiger saw him one day and was overcome by surprise. He caught hold of still young cub and gave him a hard shake. "What's the matter with you?" the tiger roared. "Why do you behave like a sheep?" This terrified cub insisted that the tiger was mistaken. He was just a sheep. The tiger took a cub to the lake. The clear water reflected the cub's face. Immediately he realized his true nature. The Guru's none too easy task is somewhat similar. He demolishes the apparatus of which our mistaken identity rests. We are his children, not creatures of mortal and fresh and feverish blood. We are divine personages, clothed in hide, not desire-led animals. We are soul encased in bodies, not bodies with soul. Such as turnaround occurs when the disciple truly touches the Guru's feet. That is when his ego flakes away from his self. Only then does he receive the spiritual change that wakes him up. The Guru is spiritual powerhouse, transmitting the current of spirituality into disciples. At his graceful touch, the disciple awakens. Much preparatory work has to be done. However, we are laden with a psychological ferment and calming package of lifetimes. The powerful eddies generated by our karma acting on minds not equipped with the right attitude can bring our legs even as the journey begins. So the Guru puts in a situation where we learn life lessons. Armed with the X of right attitude, we hew our path through the many obstacles of life. The Guru's grace is never more evident when lives come up with a challenge or a test. At such times, too quickens the spiritual evaluation of a child. The Guru can take the disciple's karma upon him, alleviating his misery, causing effects. Sensing that we are about to set our foot on a karmic crevasse, he lifts us up and carries up on his own shoulders. What encomiums can be heaped on such a guru? He can only be silently loved, fully followed. Yet, there are times when the disciple resents his guru. The guru leaves no psychological stone unturned to perfect his spiritual son, but the disciple's commitment wilts as the guru operates on his mental makeup. How whosoever much the disciple much may flinch from his guru's ego-hurting blows, the guru, bent on the disciple's perfection, carries his task through. At such weak moment, the disciples cannot summon the will required to thwart his habits. But he need only to realize that Guru is taking pain on behalf. The Guru's sole interest, unlike the self-interest concealed in every human relationship, is the disciple. The only interest is to take the disciple Godward. Whether he moves mountains of karma out of the disciple's way to do this, whether he heals him of disease or of mental plagues, that is his wish. These are only means to end to the leading to the disciple of the God. The guru selflessly spends a huge amount of energy and time in fashioning a disciple. The journey up the spiritual mountain is no picnic. Spirituality, as the Sadguru transmits, is not a comfortable, comfort-giving psychology. It is no cosmetic cream that can make your social faces and psychological mask look more beautiful for the moment. It is not a set of rituals or rites that can fulfill to gratify ourselves or to flatter God. The spiritual terrain is a life-consuming affair. It is not a path that one trend can be walked out of. Once you are with the Guru, one can accept the stewardship. One must go with where he leads you. The Guru is our only chance to reclaim our divinity. He is the ladder to the lead to the God. He is the one who grants a self-realization. Everything in his hand is a device. From how he escapes the crowd to how he positions his relationships with us. But at all times, he is our Guru. No matter whether he is joking or lending an ear to the happenings of the day, he is our Guru. First, foremost, and the last. And the only through pleasing him or through attempting him to please him shall the disciple succeed in getting to the cherished goal. Remember also that the Guru is not to be literally emulated. There's a story of Adi Shankara and a disciple who used to imitate each and every action of the greater master. On a pilgrimage, the master stopped to take some alcohol from the hands of the peasant. The disciple chose to his heels. He did so likewise and probably with great enthusiasm. Some distance ahead, the great Vedantist stopped again. Molten iron was coming out of the iron foundry. Unconcernedly, Sri Shankara asked for liquid, cupped his hand, and took up a sip. The disciple was disarmed. How could not follow his masters now? The Guru's word have the Guru's word have to be followed in a letter and spirit, no doubt. Yet the disciple should not imagine himself to be the Guru under condition. It is much better to the continual engaged in loving and remembering the Guru. That way, the Guru and the disciple are always linked in spirit. Spirituality in the hands of Guru is a weapon to disarm our ego. Unless we are ready to be thus mercilessly exposed, do not seek a Guru or say you follow him. If you come to a Guru, rest assured that you will receive continual ego massages. In fact, you will not receive continual ego massages. In fact, once you have fallen for a Guru, every slight indications of this favor may disappear. The greatness of the Guru lies in that he takes us as we are, warts and all. He loves us in spite of our blemishes. He sets no preconditions for our entering the path, entirely self sufficient, absorbed in cosmic bliss. He wants nothing, craves nothing. In this vision, all are alike. He sees no distinction, no favors, none. Like the sky, he compasses all without touching them. He is eternal witness. His blinking eyes, steadfast of the eternity, is intimate with each and every flowing thought in the stream of his disciples' mind. And the Guru is the highest. He is an incomparable. His grandeur is above even that of the lords of heaven. The sun, the moon, the stars are but encrustations of finite cosmic dust on the robe. The Holy Trinity, the countless gods and goddesses, the yogic powers are at his feet, ready to do his bidding. The Guru is God. The Guru is Shiva himself. In Shiva Purana, Lord Shiva denies Lord Brahma's plea to create being bound by mortality. He instead vows to descend on earth to remove such beings from the incarnate rounds of birth and death. He came as Guruji in the dust of his feet. Ah, what a bliss! May Guruji have mercy on you and I. May the rain of mercy, His mercy, fall on our foolish heads. May we, through the very charge of this being, be laid at His feet. Shukrana Guruji Maharaj, lakh lakh Shukrana for giving this opportunity to read this divine Granth. I know Sangatji and Guruji, I would have definitely made some mistakes while reading it or some word or pronouncing it. Guruji, I'm sorry, and please take us in your lotus feet and bless us always. And always give the ability to us to choose the right path and to follow the true path which leads to you and nowhere else in the world. You are the only one who will be there, who is there, and who was there with us. So, always Anantam Anantam Shukrana Guruji Maharaj. We love you all. Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji.